Having a plan before an emergency happens can save lives, and that's been the case when it comes to high school athletics. Sitting down with us is Mark Uyl, the Executive Director for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Mark, new policies are in place this year for many student athletes. Can you name what those are?
Sure, they really started a year ago where we were ahead of the curve with the new state law where we required all of our schools to have an emergency action plan. Cardiac arrest has been something that's really been near and dear to our staff. And so starting last year, every school's team, not just the school, but every level of a high school team had to have not only an emergency action plan in place, but that also had to be practiced and rehearsed during the season. So heaven forbid if there was that cardiac emergency, sometimes with an athlete, but more often it's usually the grandparent sitting in row 7 or a coach or an official. Schools then were able to spring into immediate action because in sports preparation really is everything.
It's taking that action not only on the field or court, but recognizing that it could be anyone, even the spectators who need that emergency response as well. What need did you recognize that you said, hey, we need to have these resources, but we also need people who know how to use these resources?
So I've been on staff now for 21 years, and you go back to the start of my career, and there were far too many cases where there was a cardiac arrest with a bad outcome because there wasn't someone who was CPR certified or an AED wasn't present. So what we've really done over the last 2 decades is we've tried to make AEDs readily available in as many places as possible. We've invested in that. We've given AEDs out to some of our schools, and then we've also required all of our coaches to be CPR certified. So again, with athletics, the most prepared team usually ends up winning or at least finds success, and I can give you a number of saves that we've had over the last 3 to 5 years. Mostly it's been through referees or officials.
Minutes matter in any given situation. For any parents, students heading into this fall season, or grandparents, referees, anyone who's involved with sports, what recommendations do you have moving forward?
So we require all of our students to have that pre-participation physical at the start of the year. With that screening, we're hoping to identify either any issues with the family's health history or even something in that diagnostic testing that the doctor does that might raise a red flag. If you're a parent out there and one of your kids comes home and is complaining about pain in their arm and even radiates up into the neck, or shortness of breath, or it might be asthma, I'm just having a hard time getting air in when I'm exercising, those are all signs and symptoms to pay attention to, reach out, get into a medical provider's office just to make sure that everything is okay.
When you're putting all of that wear and tear in your body, it's important to also take the time to listen to your body. Mark, thank you so much for joining us on Mid-Michigan Matters.
Thank you.